Good morning, YouTube neighbors. Engineering consent. Engineered consent. Going back to engineering practices. This is once the science is done creating some methodologies and things and whiz-bang ideas and notions, engineers take over and bring this out into society. Engineering roles and functions provide the utilities necessary for big business to run. So where's this coming from? For almost 2 years, I sat inside a Fortune 50 global corporation developing processes within project and program management. These were corporate guidelines on how to get something done properly and monitor the progress of that job. These projects are tens, hundreds, even into the billions of dollars of planning and preparation for. When you build a new facility, you have to know what you're building on. You have to know the ground and the soil and the water and what's available and the electricity. There is, decades of work going into these large projects before they're even realized or mentioned. So this project, this program methodology, the term, the trademark for it is PMBOK, P-M-B-O-K, Project Management Body of Knowledge. And it's been copyrighted. So to become a member of the club, you have to go through training and all other good things, which is valid. It's necessary if you understand large programs. Someone needs to be able to sit in a tower somewhere in corporate America, or sit at home now in corporate America, and see that the millions of dollars they've authorized to spend is being spent wisely and well, and the project is going to succeed, because in that project are deadlines. And that executive is going to get bonuses based on meeting deadlines. And when you're moving, your signature is worth $1 million a signature to a contractor, a subcontractor, a sub-subcontractor, a vendor for software licensing. Who's managing all of that? You have formed a team now of professionals. This is consulting services, global consulting services, where people fly in and advise you on how to better do business. This is how business is done. So this manufactured consent, it's designed into a project, into a program. Somebody at every point through the build, multiple years, many years of construction. Look at the Vogtle nuclear plant. Imagine there's thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people involved in that project. Decades long. And still a nuclear black mark in the industry's history. So this manufactured consent, this idea of a project and a program, it can be applied, you've heard it, you know you can take it back to many a despot who's used these things, but these are tools of heavy industry. This is who and what it was developed for. There is a software requirement out there in industry, certifications to be met, that your software is the quality it should be. The Google Play Store, all of these Play Stores have some of those same rules, trying to keep malware and bad software from their clients. So the effort put into the software for a chemical or nuclear control system with redundant, duplicate, parallel layers, with system checks across systems to see if the systems are still working. Heartbeats and information packets flying across hundreds of processors and computers and networks and subnetworks, all engineered, thousands, tens of thousands of man-hours built upon what came before that. This discipline, this thing we now call engineering, is lost in history, overwritten by other tribal thoughts and terms and endearments. But this idea of building on our knowledge, human knowledge, how the stars move in the sky, how our planet spins around the sun, studied for now hundreds of thousands of human years, staring at the stars, because there was no internet. So big programs, big projects. The challenge is it all boils back to our politics and our politicians. Now these politics and politicians come and go. They last 2, 4, 6 years, maybe a generation or two even. But underneath them are institutions that truly run, guide, and help manage this country, this nation, this population, from our health care to our water quality, to air quality, to security, to what the police are supposed to do. Our court systems are defined by laws and governed by institutions that have to work properly. So if you engineer failure into those institutional rules, if you can play with the politicians building those and leave a gap you could drive a bus through, but only a few of your friends have buses, so that's okay. Anyway, peace is out. Happy New Year's.